Kicking off Night 2 of Goldrush will be Thea Hale challenging Tiffany Stratton for the NXT Women's title. Thea gets a few quick pin attempts early on. After she locks in the Kimura lock, Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak come down to watch. Thea sends the champ to the outside. Hale goes for a springboard move off the ropes, but Tiffany trips her and takes control. Stratton lands a handstand elbow strike and a stomp for a near fall. Thea fights back with a trust fall off the middle rope. As she re-enters the ring, she gets hit with a lowdown for a near fall. Stratton has a headlock on Hale, as is the usual off the commercials. Thea fights out and lands offense in the corners. She hits a half-and-half suplex before going for the chase U stomp. She hits a blind senton for another near fall. Stratton catches Thea and body slams her. She goes for another one, but Thea counters into a Kimura lock. Charlie Dempsey tries to pull the rope away from Stratton, but Duke and Charlie argue over it. Drew Gulak gets on the apron to talk to the ref, but he misses Stratton tapping out to the submission attempt. Thea yells at Charlie, and Stratton rolls her up for a win. Tiffany Stratton defeated Thea Hale by pin. After the match, Drew and Charlie are yelling at Thea until Duke gets in the ring. They attack him until Andre Chase returns from wherever he was. Duke gets back in the ring, and he and Andre send Dempsey and Gulak from the ring. Moving to the next segment. Gallus vs Edris Enif and Malik Blade. Both teams have moments of control throughout the early stages. Pretty basic until Blade and Enif pick up the pace thankfully. They hit a big boot, frog splash combo for a near fall. Before heading off to the commercials, Humberto and Angel are shown in the arena pulpit. Gallus asserts control over the challengers off the ads. Wolfie sends Malik into the rope's neck first. Mark Coffey tags in and lands a shoulder block off the middle buckle. Coffey loses Blade like Elmer Fudd always lost Bugs Bunny. Blade makes the tag to Enif and the pace picks up. He goes for a move off of Wolfie's back, but he slips. He eventually hits a spinebuster for 2. Blade tags in and they hit a heart attack blockbuster type move for a near fall. Edris comes back in and they land a frog splash, flying elbow combo, but Wolfie breaks up the pin. Enif goes for a move over the top rope but is blasted in the face by Coffey. Stax randomly shows up, and it looks like he's going for a move on Coffey, but he blasts Enif instead, sending him into the steel steps. It allows Gallus to hit their finisher for the win. Gallus defeated Edris Enif and Malik Blade by pin. Moving to the next segment. Mac Mitchell interviews the Metaphor. She keeps asking Noam about the Heritage Cup and Lash and Jakara tell her to stop bringing it up. Up next is the Schism meeting. Gacy lets Rip and Jagger talk first, and Jagger says that they were more successful before joining Schism. Gacy says that Jagger's friend, Rip, would have never let Jagger talk like this before. Gacy says the men looking at him now are ready to take down the world, but they weren't before. The Creeds and Ivy Nile come out to mock the Schism trying to work out their issues. Julius says that they don't want to be here and no one wants them here. Gacy and the Creed agree to a match for next week, but the loser will have to leave NXT. The Dyad isn't happy with the decision and Ivy is confused as well. Moving to the next segment. Nathan Frazer vs Dragon Lee. Valentina Feroz corners Dragon Lee while Yulisa Leon does the same for Nathan Frazer. Time for Nathan Frazer defending the Heritage Cup against Dragon Lee. The two shake hands before the first round. Booker also said he liked the corner men before the match started. Axiom comes out in the middle of the first round to watch the action. Reggie joins him, counters galore in round 1. Frazer 0, Lee 0 after round 1. Frazer lands a kick after hitting the ropes hard. Lee lands a dragon screw leg sweep. Frazer sits on the top but is hit with a top rope Hurricane Rana. Frazer counters it and gets a pin. After round 2, Frazer 1, Lee 0. Frazer hits a sling blade and head scissors, but Lee cartwheels out of it. Frazer is sent to the outside, allowing Lee to hit a Tope Con gyro. Nothing happens in round 3 during the commercials. Round 4 also starts during the ads. Frazer lands a suicide dive once the match resumes on screen. He tosses Lee back into the ring but misses on a stomp. Lee exchanges kicks with Nathan, including a kick to the back of Frazer's head. Lee hits a deadlift one-armed powerbomb to win a fall. After 4 rounds, Frazer 1, Lee 1. Frazer lands a strong superkick as Lee is running out from the corner. Frazer goes to the top but Lee pushes him over. He hits his stomp with Fraser holding himself in the corner. Fraser hits a throw on Lee as Lee charges him. Nathan goes for a suplex but Lee stops him. He runs back up and hits it. When he goes for a transition into a Falcon Arrow, Lee counters it into a powerbomb for a near fall. The two trade quick pin attempts until Fraser keeps Lee down for another 3 count, winning the match. Nathan Fraser defeats Dragon Lee 2 falls to 1 fall. Moving to the next segment. Gigi Dolan vs Kiana James. Gigi gets in offense, including a basement dropkick on the ropes. She gets a near fall with a bridging pin attempt. She then lands some strikes on James. The two fall out of the ring while tangled up. Gigi hits a back body drop on James. The action spills to the outside and James lands a big kick to drop Dolan. The two drop each other by going for a clothesline at the same time. James goes for her loaded bag but Dolan ducks. She lands her crucifix bomb for the win. Gigi Dolan defeated Kiana James by pin. As the ref raises Gigi's hand, Kiana blasts her with her loaded back. She takes out paint cans and pours them on Gigi. Moving to the next segment. Carmelo Hayes vs Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin comes out to his old lone wolf music and gear. Corbin lands his trademark slide out of the ring and slides back in to hit a move right off the bat. Melo fights back with a codebreaker. He climbs to the top, but Baron leaves the ring. Melo hits him with a splash while on the outside. Corbin sends Hayes into the barricaded area. Melo lands some offense but gets booted when he attempts to jump off the barricade. Melo lands a springboard clothesline off the middle rope to regain some control. Corbin fights back, landing a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Corbin sets Melo on the top buckle but Melo kicks him down. He lands a frog splash but his ribs are hurting him. Melo lands a few kicks in his fadeaway leg drop. He hits a springboard DDT for another near fall. Hayes goes to the top but Corbin moves out of the way. Hayes gets 2 off a roll-up. Corbin catches him and hits in Fu. He adds a Uranagi backbreaker for a near fall. Corbin rolls out of the ring. Melo jumps off the top but is caught by Corbin. He dumps Melo on top of the announce table. He lands several 12-6 elbows but only gets a 2 count on the pin. Baron goes for deep 6 but Melo counters out. Melo goes for a move but he hits the move for a near fall. Corbin goes for end of days but Melo rolls out of it. Corbin is on the ring apron. He tries to chokeslam Melo out of the ring but Melo hits a DDT on the apron. He climbs to the top and hits nothing but net for the win. Carmelo Hayes defeats Baron Corbin by pin.